Hi, so I'm going to redefine the word peace because peace has been misused and abused. The word peace has been misused and abused a lot in my reality. I mean, my life, how I use the word peace and peacefulness, um, and in this entire world, really. Because if we look at the world, there's only war. I mean, that is, people will claim that, oh, but peace is an experience, peace is an inner experience, and there are apparently lots of people in the West, in the rich, wealthy countries, that experience this peace as an inner experience. However, you don't see that. What you see when you look at this world is war. That is the physical reality, and that apparent peace and peacefulness is really only the inner reality that you don't see. And those people that claim peace and peacefulness of mind or inner reality, I mean, if you have a look at those, at their outward expression in this world, then you'll see that they are consumers just like any of us, just like the rest of us. They consume this planet and they consume the world and they walk around in this reality just like everyone else. They eat, they shit, they sleep, they use everything in this world. They have kids, they yell at their kids, they, they gossip, they make relationships, they go out, they do stuff to make themselves feel good, just like everybody in this world, wherein they actually only support the capitalist system and they only support the world systems while claiming that on the inside they are peaceful beings. Yet on the outside, what they're doing is exactly the same as what everybody else is doing, which is just surviving in this capitalist system, wherein you have to, make your money and you have to buy your stuff from the grocery stores and from the shops and malls that get their food and that get their products from world countries that are being exploited so that we could have our wealth. I mean, those that claim inner peace are doing exactly the same, and the apparent peacefulness that they claim cannot even be seen. It is an inner experience, an apparent self-awareness that actually has nothing to do with the reality that is really here and that is in fact being experienced by, well, most people in this world. And I'm talking about the ones who live in poverty and who are basically starving to death, while the rest of us are here sitting in our inner peaceful reality. So that's why that whole word and concept of peace needs to be redefined to be able to actually be used in a way that is best for all, and to make sure that we understand each other when we use the word peace, to not have it be some kind of inner experience, inner energetic experience that cannot be seen, while, on the outside we're actually still participating in this world that is actually creating war and conflict. Because as long as we are actually participating in this whole system of consumerism and capitalism, we are supporting every single act and every single manifestation and every single consequence that is here in this world, which is abuse and starvation and poverty and exploitation of the earth and pollution and stuff like that. So therefore peace, real peace, can only exist as an actual, real, lived application wherein we will actually be able to see the peace with our very eyes, wherein peace will be an actual living expression that can be seen and even touched, and not as an energy that nobody can see and experience except for you yourself. And people may then kind of believe that they can radiate their inner peace towards other people, when really that's not true, because it's like we don't realize that what is really moving this world is the physical reality, our physical actions. I mean, for instance, maybe you haven't noticed it, but if you know, you can't make your shit go away by radiating peace towards it. So that's just an example of how peace and radiating any sort of energy towards this reality will not change the reality. I mean, you cannot make your garbage disappear by radiating peacefulness and peace towards it, because it will just remain garbage. It will remain here. It will remain plastic that goes to the earth, that pollutes the earth, that pollutes the air and the sky and everything that's here. And just like the capitalist system, when you go to the store and you buy those products and you support those corporations, you're not going to make that consequence of the action that you undertook in this world go away through radiating peace towards it. I mean, because peace and that whole energetic experience of peace is just that. It's an energetic experience, and it's not something that determines and defines this reality. It's our physical actions that determine and define this reality, though we may not directly see it. I mean, when we go to the store, we're not directly faced with the actual harshness and the actual real reality behind it. We don't actually look into the factories where those people are being exploited that actually are making our products. We're not looking into the African wastelands where people are starving right next to the crop fields that are being used to create the corn that we use for our food here in the West countries. So, however, it is those physical actions that we undertake every day that manifest this world as a physical reality. So, therefore, peace can only be real when it is a physical reality, when it is a physical action wherein every physical action we take is actually taken within and as the principle of considering that which is best for all at all times, in all ways, wherein we actually make sure that peace does not remain just an inner energetic experience of me, myself, and just me, you know, wherein we make sure that peace becomes an actual manifested reality for every living being, every life form. And that means that we're going to have to educate ourselves, we're going to have to investigate this reality and how things work, we're going to have to actually look at this reality and consider that our inner experience isn't all there is. In fact, it's nothing, it's not even real, because it doesn't have any kind of value in this physical reality. In fact, it's only adding to the problems by not being here when and equal with and as the physical. So that is real peace, to make sure that each living being gets their piece of the pie of this world, to make sure that every living being will be able to exist in peace, so that nobody will have to steal from another anymore, so that nobody will have to murder another for money anymore, so that no group of people will have to take up guns and arms to attack other people or their government just because they need money and because they have to survive in this world, and because their government is suppressing them and not actually providing with what they need in this physical reality. Because that is where wars come from. It's always about resources. It's always about some not having enough and some having too much of it, and some wanting it and others having it and not wanting to give it, etc. So what peace is actually, when peace is real, is when we actually consider in each and every moment, in each and every action that we take, each individually, wherein each individually considers every life form on this planet and considers that every action I take actually has a consequence in this reality. So I must make sure that every action I undertake is in fact what is best for all living beings, to make sure that each life form as myself can actually experience peace, can actually experience life the way I would want to experience life. I would like to experience life, which is within peace, which is within and as absolute peace, just being able to live. Everybody wants that, everybody needs that. That's what we're looking for, to just be able to experience that peace. And what happens? We mess up this reality and believing that apparently peace is only able to be experienced when we die. So it's like we're waiting for death to come and take us, and meanwhile we're destroying this reality and we're destroying each other, every one of us just trying to get our piece of the pie here, not considering anyone or anything, because we're so afraid to not be able to experience peace, which is really, really absurd. I mean, because even the ones who now have a piece of the pie aren't even able to experience peace, because they're constantly in stress and fear and anxiety of losing their job, losing their money, losing their status, etc. in this world. So I mean, this whole world is screwed up, and all the while we're just looking for peace. We're looking for that ultimate inner experience of peace, which will obviously only come when we die, because only then will the stress and the fear and the anxiety and the worries just fall off of us. You know, they will be taken away when we die. Apparently, that's what we believe. And then finally we will be at peace. Not actually realizing that we are creating war. We are creating this whole reality of stress and fear and anxiety and survival and fighting and war and conflict. We're the ones who are doing that by not realizing and considering that we're actually here, and that every action that we take in this world has an impact on the entire world. So that means if we act out of self-interest, only looking for an inner energetic experience of peacefulness, disregarding everyone and everything in this world, then the kind of world that we are going to create and support is one of selfishness, is one where each being is only considering themselves, fighting everyone else, trying to get their piece of the pie, where you have, you know, a few winners who have everything, and then many, many losers who have nothing, who are suffering and starving and God knows what. So that's what we have right now. Because none of us, you know, is actually realizing what is really going on, and we're just looking for that inner experience of peace, not realizing that true peace exists here within and as the physical reality. That is actual peace, the manifested peace, wherein we have actually the power to create that peace, to make that peace possible. And the only thing that inner experience of peace that we're all apparently looking for is doing is creating death and destruction. I mean, have a look. While we're all looking for peace through our religions, through our spirituality, or through our money, or through our relaxation therapies, psychologies, whatever, everybody's looking for peace in some way, peace of mind or whatever. What we're actually doing is creating hell in this world, creating war, and that in turn only continues and supports our search, our eternal search for the inner experience of peace, because we don't realize that peace can only be real as a physical manifested expression, wherein each one of us takes responsibility for this world and considers this world in our actions, considers that, you know, I'm not an island, and everything that is here is interconnected. Everything that exists here in this reality is actually myself. So I have to consider everything that is here as myself. I have to care for everything that is here as myself. Because if I don't, then I'm just going to create a fuck up. Obviously, I'm going to create war and conflict, as I am in war and conflict within myself, by not considering and seeing and realizing all life forms here as myself. Okay, so that Now we will be able to understand each other when we speak of peace. Peace as an actual physical manifested expression of oneness and equality, of the actual quality of life. So that is what an equal money system represents, and will bring to this world an actual world of peace, wherein we will be able to stop our continuous search for the inner experience of peace. And peace will actually become a real reality, which will be really, really cool, as everyone will be able to get their piece of the pie that is here, and peace will be real, and war will be stopped. I mean, imagine that. So, to investigate an equal money system, go to equalmoney.org. Thanks.